Welcome to the 3G Fitness Podcast,
where 3 generations of trainers come together to discuss all things fitness related.
Join us as we share insights, tips, and stories from our diverse experiences as we unravel the secrets of staying fit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 3G's Fitness Podcast. My name is Cisco.
Coach Michael.
I'm Coach Kyle.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about you guys that have just got access to a gym for the first time and you don't know what to do. But first and foremost, I want you to tell me what did you do when you got started at the gym?
When I first got started at the gym, I started off on my patio, but then when it was time to go to the gym for the first time, I walked in and I said, "Oh my God, look at these big guys." That's the first thing I said. All of a sudden, I felt like I shrunk 4 inches, and I was like so nervous, going to the bench, trying this out, trying that out, and these guys are just super huge.
Yeah.
And they're just throwing up, benching 500 and benching, I'm like, oh my God, I don't think I want to be in here, and I got
those emotions.
I got really nervous. But then after you go a few times here and there, then you start setting in.
There you go, right? And then what about you, Kyle? What was your emotions, or what was it when the first time you walked into a gym?
I was fine with it. I didn't have any nervous thoughts because I had that previous background already from lifting at a gym at my school. So it was just another day for me. I was just like, all right.
So that was good. So you were actually kind of more, your transition into the gym was pretty easy. Mine was very similar to yours, actually. Mine was very similar to yours because I got access to a gym when I was about 16. So I wasn't really using the gym at school. I just stuck with what I know. I just saw a basketball court, grabbed the basketball, and I just stuck there. But my main reason why asking you this, it's a very nerve-wracking experience if you don't know.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So we want to kind of like understand that you guys, the listeners, the viewers, we can understand that the first time you're coming into a gym, it's going to be nerve-wracking. It's going to be the unknown.
Intimidating.
It's going to be intimidating. So we kind of want to give you some guidelines to help you, as Mike said, settle into it. Frequency is important. You don't want to be just getting started and go once a week into a gym or anything like that. It's nice, but what I always recommend for a lot of people is if you can at least get started with 4 days a week to going into a gym as a starting point, going every other day, I think that's a great way to kind of get into the habit of that. What about you guys?
Wait, so what are we talking about? We're talking about how often
a beginner should be going to the gym.
Okay.
What about you guys? What do you think?
Well, I think it's important that you're very sociable. You go into a gym, just don't walk around and not say anything to anybody. Say, hey, what's up? Hi, and be, cordial in there.
Look at this guy. He does not agree with you.
What?
So you want
First time hey, check this out. The first time I walked into the gym, like I said, I was pretty quiet, and then, someone broke the ice and said, "Hey man, what's up, man?" And I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" And then after that, I started talking to everybody. I got really comfortable because I was
so don't be afraid to talk to people to get comfortable.
Yeah, I was getting to know everybody.
The way you made it sound like you
kind of went off on a tangent.
Yeah, you're like, go up there and say hi to everybody.
I'm not saying how often a beginner should go to the gym.
Be very cordial when you go in. Say hi to people. Say hi.
Yes.
Don't walk around being real quiet.
My answer to the question though is I think you should go to the gym as much as you can. As much time you can commit to yourself for your goals. Because again,
and then what happens
in the beginning? Hold on. Let me finish my thought. Respectfully.
Demure.
When you're starting out, right, you have a lot to learn still. There's a lot to learn, and you need as much time to learn that. And you're only gonna learn more the more times you go to the gym.
And then when you go to the gym a lot, what does that do? When you go, all like say, 4 or 5 times a week, and you're showing your face a lot, what does that do?
You create habits. You're creating healthier
and
habits.
People are recognizing.
Where are you going with this?
Oh, people are recognizing.
Yes, then it becomes a friendly atmosphere.
Okay.
Yes,
Wow.
and- yeah.
That was a crazy train of thought.
It's because Mike wants us to go back to go say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Go say hi to everybody.
Yeah, you know,
So you're talking about how you can be comfortable in the gym.
Yes, absolutely. You need to be comfortable in the gym.
I
to
think
me,
I agree with that because I think you're talking about the community basis.
Yes,
you know, you
yes.
want to treat the gym as a community as well too, right? And it's just such a nerve-wracking place because it's something that you're not used to or anything like that. So going into something that's nerve-wracking, be open-minded and you know mindful about everything that's going on around you. And in time, you'll start developing what we like to call nowadays like a gym culture. You know, it's one of-
absolutely
Yeah.
not like the
it'll-
culture.
and
you
it'll
and-
eventually
not like the
become a
culture you
second
and I
home.
had.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I get you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now
Because
you-
me and him didn't really get much like talking or anything like that when I started at the gym too, and I think that just has a lot to do with our our young
Personalities
age
and
too.
in
you
general,
know,
yeah. I think what helped me too is I always had a gym buddy, a partner. So I didn't really care about the people around me because it was just me and my buddy working out.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, it's frequencies is going to be important, right? You know, as long as you get somebody that can help you motivate to stay there or anything like that. Because I think in time, you know, maybe the first month, if you can go every other day and start developing, not only that, if you're going in there, hopefully you're doing the right things and getting some, you know, weights in, some cardios in, you know, then the body starts adapting to these stressors. And now you're able to tolerate more. Now maybe we can start adding another day and whatnot. So, you know, you want to first just kind of get in there and get to develop a workout routine. Okay.
Now
You don't-
let's piggyback on something Kay said.
what did Kay
What'd I
say?
say? What'd I
You
say?
said partner. A partner.
Yeah.
Okay, the one thing I found out is that you gain a partner and you guys go on a regular basis, and then one day, you know, you're sitting there waiting for him and he doesn't show up, or he says he's going to come and he doesn't come. Then you sit there to learn to train yourself. And I've always learned this, and I learned this from my dad. Don't ever depend on somebody else.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, because
Okay.
obviously I continued.
If you're going to go to the gym, go and do your training. Don't
But
sit
for
at
someone
home waiting
who's
for
new though, it helps, you know, keeping each other accountable and making sure you guys are staying consistent.
Oh, okay, well,
Because again, we're talking about beginners.
Yeah, we're talking
about
because you want
beginners.
to
I'm
find.
talking about
Yeah,
beginners.
yeah. You want to get as many positive re-enthusiasm sources that you can to make it into the gym. So whether it is a
Re-
buddy
what?
or anything like that, positive
Enforcements.
enforcements. No, I was like, damn, what did I say? I was like, asshole. And so I wanted to make sure it's but I agree with you on that aspect. I've rarely had a workout partner, but it's one of those things that there are individuals that develop better habits when someone's by their side with them. So you can't like knock on that as well too. Even though it's something that me and you don't really believe in, it doesn't mean it doesn't work, right?
No, I'm not saying it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay,
And so-
if you can partner up with someone and get a good chemistry going with that person,
Yeah.
that's okay. That's good.
And,
but-
and like I said, it goes back to like sometimes when you go with somebody, it's easier to build a better community because like now you know, hey, that's you and your homie right there
Right.
working out, and there's someone next to you. You guys, it's easier to talk to, like conversate and build that community.
Right.
It's easier to approach people when you're in a group than it is as an individual. I do believe in that, but I do think that it's one of those that you want to make sure you're doing this process of going into a new place as easy for yourself. It's challenging.
absolutely.
It's challenging to go to a gym and things like that. So I think you know, I always say the hardest weight lifting at the gym is the front door.
It's
You know,
just
opening
opening
that
and
door
walk in.
and walking in. Once you kind of get into the habit of that, I feel like, all right, you know what? After about a month, you got the habit of coming in. Now the routine should be kind of more chiseled down, and it's like, all right, on this day,
Figuring out
I'm
your
focusing
workout
on this.
plans, your
Yes,
workout
your work.
splits.
Yeah,
What are you doing
and
for each
people
day?
are going to get used to seeing you, and that's when you start socializing better. I'm on
Why are you
that.
stuck on his thought?
I'm stuck on that. I am because
Okay.
I've always found that to work.
So now, now you all right, let's just go. You're a beginner. You've got 1 month in. You've been going in every other day, you know, giving 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. You just maintain that for a month. Second month into the gym. All right, let's talk about this beginner. What would you recommend for them to do differently into their second month after they've been going every other day?
I think it's about, at that time is maybe increase your weight a little bit as far
Okay.
as what you're working out with, you know, and try to advance yourself.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned this in previous episodes. I think when we all started, it sounded like we all did total body when we first started.
Yep, full body.
Yeah, now I think
Full body workouts.
Now I think we could probably start splitting in the second month. So in the beginner, if you're a beginner, go in the first month. Maybe your first month, do a little bit of total body, get to know your body, get to see what your body's going to react to certain exercises. Second month into it, now you know, all right, oh man, I did that chest press. My chest was sore for like 3 days. You know, maybe it's like, all right, now you can probably isolate the second month. You know, this Monday might be my chest day, and then Friday might be my next chest day because I was like sore for that much. So I think the second month, I would probably say prioritizing more of a split schedule. You know, splitting your routine with weights and also your routine with cardio as well too. And then not just that, now that you're in there,
I think before you do that, you have to figure out what your goal is.
know that too.
And then try to figure out what the perfect split is for that specific goal.
That's
You know?
Well, like I
'Cause what
said,
if you want to be a power lifter.
that's true, right? But
It
that
could be different.
we're also
Maybe you
talking
gotta
about
split it
beginners, right?
into- yeah.
Yeah. So we're talking about beginners, and I feel like with a beginner, you know, their goal could be, what's the most common goals as beginners?
Well, as far as goals as getting to where you want to get to, or
Get swole.
Yeah,
Probably.
getting muscle gain and weight loss are usually the most common goals for beginners that
Yeah.
are getting started with fitness, right? So let's just kind of keep it in that spectrum, because I think then maybe after about a few months, then they can be like, all right, you know what? Let me try this powerlifting routine. Let me try, because we're talking about beginners. So if we're looking at a beginner that's like either muscle gain
yeah,
or weight loss, which are the most common goals for beginners, I think, like I said, that routine in the second month, there's certain splits you can do, right? You could do a split for total body on one day, maybe the next day do a hit cardio, you know, and whatnot. Maybe someone who's muscle gain is not doing so much cardio, right? So their split could be, you know, chest one day, legs the next day. So the regardless of who the goal is, they both got to figure out a split, I think. And usually by the second month, I think is like, now we know what your body kind of reacts to this,
Yeah.
you know. So I think that would probably be the best way for a
There's
beginner.
generally like two main splits. It's either the bodybuilding / bro split or the push pull leg split.
Yes.
It's a very common one.
And what about you? What do you think?
me.
You got to go in there and say hi to people.
I'm gonna follow K.
The second month, are you getting phone numbers this time? Are you getting
No.
phone numbers?
The one thing I want to say, is don't lose sight of what you're doing, because you know you go in and then after the first day you're sore as heck.
Yeah, you are.
And then you know you don't want to go in, you know, because you're so sore. But the best thing to do is when you're sore is to go in and train and work through the soreness. I've always found that as a good way.
And this is
know.
where the generational
Because-
gap begins. I get what
do.
you're saying, because you work through the soreness, right?
I do.
I will disagree on that. I feel like if your body is sore, you want to give it rest, because you're not going to let that body.
Well, I'm not
fully.
saying, you know, if you're sore in the chest, to go in and work your chest.
Okay,
I'm
you're
saying go in and work another area,
Okay, that
another
makes
area.
sense.
Don't let the
It
soreness
sounded
stop
like you were saying
stop
Okay.
you from going to work out.
Yeah,
Got it.
You know,
Okay.
I'm not saying
yeah.
you're sore in the chest, go work the chest again.
No, yeah. Oh, 100%
Because
agree.
overtraining is a real thing. Right?
Yeah.
So you gotta definitely give yourself time to recover.
Right.
That makes sense. If one body part is sore, you
Work
can
out.
still go in and
Focus on a
hit
different
something
body.
else.
Yeah,
exactly.
don't let the
and that's where the
soreness-
splits come into play.
Yes.
And don't let the soreness stop you from going in, is what I'm saying, because you're sore. Oh, I don't want to go in because
Yeah.
I'm sore.
What if you're sore from head to toe, and it's a day that you'd scheduled for yourself to go into the gym?
Go stretch. Go work on
There
mobility.
it is.
Go work
I was
on
about to
something
say,
else.
mobility, stretching, even light cardio or something
Yeah,
like
light
that.
cardio. Yeah, you're right.
That's
Okay.
what we would call more like an active rest
Yeah.
day, or something. Like go hit a cardio, get lit, and then make sure you do some
Get
stretches
lit and then get fit.
Yeah, because it's one of those, like I said, I always tell people, I'm like, all right, you worked out on Monday. Let's just say you worked out on Tuesday, a different body part. Oh man, now I'm just completely sore. All right, well, if you were scheduled and your plan was to come in on Wednesday, and you don't have any other day to replace, because maybe the rest of your week is like odd, you know, slammed, just come in and do maybe light cardio with some stretches. Stretch those muscles out. Let them recover even better when you're doing something
Foam
like
roll
that.
and stretch.
And usually all of these things come when you hire a trainer as well too,
Yeah.
for the better education.
I
and the
think a
guidelines.
trainer, if you're a beginner, a trainer is very important.
Crucial.
Yeah.
Okay, it not, you know, long term or short term doesn't really matter, but have the trainer take you through the exercises and the machine
Properly,
and the weights.
technique.
Yeah,
Progress
help
you with while minimizing injuries.
Actually, when you have a trainer, the socializing part becomes very easy in the gym.
That is true, though. No, 100%.
because they know everybody, so they're going to introduce you to
Because
everybody.
our job as trainers is to create that environment for them to make it feel safe and welcome.
Yeah, and like it's spot on right there. I mean, it's one of those where we create the environment to make.
Why were you looking at me like, oh, you're going to go there?
Because man, you're stuck on socializing. For someone that isn't as social in real life, man. I remember the first time I met you. You had no approaching face. You did not say hi to me. I'm all like, and look at you saying, go say hi to everybody.
You know why?
Mean mugging.
You know why?
You are mean mugger.
Because I've been at the gym for so long, and he's just coming in. I feel he should say something to me.
Can we show that? This is what he sees.
And when I started at the gym, that's how I saw Mike. I don't know if that's even on camera, but that's what I saw Mike as, man.
pretty
I'm all
accurate.
like, he was not a social butterfly. He was not like, well, yeah, go say hi to everybody or anything like that. And what you said, because you've been to the gym so long.
And I knew everybody.
Yeah.
So I feel you should have came to me and said, hey, man, my name's Cisco, man.
How can I come to you?
It doesn't matter if I have
kind of get that, though. It's like a respect thing.
Yeah,
for them.
Hey, you did that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My man, right here, he did it. He came. This guy came right in, new trainer and everything. Came, introduced himself to everybody. Introduced himself to me. You came in, you talked to everybody but me.
Because you were not.
I'm your co-worker.
I didn't know that.
I
didn't know that.
Oh,
at the time, I didn't know that. You were just being there, lifting, and just looking mean mugging and anything like that. So don't be acting like you, Mr. Social Butterfly. So,
but anyways, back to the topic.
I like to read people, anyways. But back to the topic. So, like I said, hiring a trainer is going to help create that environment for a beginner to make sure they can kind of feel safe and welcome and whatnot. And then not just that, they will provide guidelines. We will always make sure we provide guidelines, because sometimes I firmly believe trainers will probably know our client's body better than they will know them.
Oh,
and, yeah. We've seen how many
beginning stages.
Yeah, especially in the beginning stages, we're all like, hey, by the way, we just did this. You might feel this tomorrow. They're like, really? It's all like, yes, we've been doing this, and we've been doing this long enough. So next time you come in, we're gonna focus on this. Next time, I have a lot of clients that I got like 3 new clients recently, and they were telling me, they're like, okay, what are we doing next time? All right, what are we doing this? I'm like, well, we're gonna be doing this. Or like, why are we doing that? Because we just did this. So this is the muscle's gonna need some time for this to recover. You're gonna feel it, and I don't feel. And then the next time, I'm like, damn, you were right. I was like, yeah. So when you have the proper guideline, especially when you're just being a beginner, it's gonna make your process even easier. And I think that's super important to have it. So it's like you don't want to
streamline their learning curve.
Yeah. Ooh, what was that? We
streamline your learning curve.
Nice. I've never heard that one. I like that. So I think it's super important to just kind of make sure you're getting in frequently and keeping a routine going. Like I said, first month might be just figuring your body out. Second month might be fine-tuning. Third month, it might be kind of what Kyle said. After that, maybe you can start going specifics, maybe a bodybuilder route, a power lifter route, so a Zumba route. There's so many different routes you can do.
Oh, yeah. There's so many things, you can go.
I mean, yeah, and so that's why. And like I said, you guys are always more than welcome to look up our social medias. We always have them attached to our descriptions, and always reach out to us. All of our stuff is not private, so we are always here and available to help you guys out.
Send us DMs if you agree or disagree with us.
Yeah,
write
in some comments on questions. If you guys have questions on maybe going every day, some people think they need to go in every day, and I'm not a believer in that as well. You at least got to give your body at least 1 to 2 days of rest throughout the week. So
definitely give your body rest, and sleep.
Yeah,
so important.
And getting 10,000 steps too, man.
Well,
getting
at least
lit. At least
4,000. At least.
Nah, man. No. I can
Least,
get more than that, Mike.
If I give me that little cylinder bike to put on my couch.
There you go. But you guys, like I said, leave comments if you have any questions. I mean, if you guys are being just introduced to a gym, if you guys have any questions on what routine you guys can do, you guys can comment on our videos, like, subscribe. Like I said, reach out to our Instagrams. We are always going to be available. We want to make sure you guys are guided in the right way, especially if you're a newcomer to the gym. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, if you're a senior, definitely do that. To me.
And what about you, Kyle?
If you're looking for a trainer in Huntington Beach area, you got 3 good ones right here.
Yep. So in the area, out of the area, we do also help you guys out with some guidelines online as well too. So feel free to reach out. I'm Coach Cisco.
Coach Michael.
Coach Kyle.
Catch you guys on the next episode.